Hello and welcome to Mini Make 4. This is the very last mini make of 2023 and also my last online live of 2023 and our last workshop for this year as well. So if you're watching the replay, do say hi in the chat, that would be lovely. I'm just going to check my tech a minute and just make sure that I am in the right Facebook group so that I can, as if you're watching on YouTube, this is a Facebook live recording, hence why it might be a little bit more chatty than you're expecting from a YouTube video. So I'm in the right group. There we go, wonderful. Okay, so if you are joining me, then do say hi. Hi Zona, hi. Oh, fantastic, that's great. Always good when a couple of people watch to chat along as well. So yeah, if you're joining me live tonight, then do say hi, that would be lovely. So we are on mini make number 4, as I said. So we have already made, which if you've missed them, you can scroll back in the Facebook group or you can go back through my videos in YouTube and find them. So we've already made some really quick and easy tree decorations. We've made a set of 3 cards using the stack, slice and shuffle technique. And what else have we made? We made Christmas crackers at the Christmas party that were quick and easy to do, and a mystery stamping session as well. So if you fancy that, then do go back and have a look. And I'm just trying to remember what the 4th mini make was that we did. If you've been to all of my mini makes, remind me what the 4th one was, because I can't quite remember what the last one was. Tree decorations and the stack, slice and shuffle. Something else. Anyway, tonight, don't worry about that. Tonight we're going to be decorating chocolate boxes. So this time, at this point coming up to Christmas Day, I'm usually in full-on panic mode, that I've either forgotten somebody or there might be somebody unexpected coming, and it's always handy to have a present or two just wrapped under the tree ready to go. One of the simplest things to do, might have to watch the replay. Oh, that'd be lovely. Oh, nice. Being cooked steak. How lovely. Enjoy. So yeah, one of the simplest presents to buy is a box of chocolates, of course. But it is quite nice to make it a bit special, and especially if it's somebody either that you forgot that they were coming and you needed a present for them, or if it's somebody unexpected, maybe you have visitors and it's nice to kind of be able to give something. Then a decorated chocolate box rather than just a plain box of chocolates looks really, really nice. And it's really simple to do. You can adapt it for all different sizes of chocolate box. So I've got 2 completely different sizes here. I've got one long, thin one that I'm going to show you. Hi, Mum. And I've got a square box of Matchmakers chocolates that I will show you as well. So, and I'll explain to you how you adapt it and how you tweak the kind of technique to be able to accommodate pretty much any size of chocolate box, really. You can use scraps, as with all my mini makes, you can use scraps to be able to use up those last little bits of paper and card. And you can adapt it so you can have this as a birthday gift or a thank you gift or as a Christmas gift as well, because it will work with any papers, so no problem at all. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera around, put it down to my hands, and I'll show you. I've got 5 different chocolate boxes here to show you to start with, and then I'll explain kind of the sizing and what you'll need and things. So let's just turn the camera around. Where's it going to go? There we go. I'll just get some lights on as well so we can see what we're doing down here. That's a bit better. There we go. And yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is 5 different chocolate box styles, although obviously these slim ones are the same size. The other great thing about these boxes of chocolates is that you can make a relatively cheap box of chocolates look quite fancy. And what I've done, what Evelyn and I did when we had our sale earlier on in the year at Christmas market, was we used the top of the chocolate box, the kind of topper bit, So on this square one, the Matchmakers one that we're going to do tonight, this kind of rectangular topper, you can make that as a card, and then you've either got your card and your gift all in one, or what the other thing that you can do is that you can have inside a gift card holder. So I used the Chocolates Toffee Fee for our Christmas market, which was really easy. And at this time of year, they do them in a duo pack. So you get 2 boxes for the price of one, which means it's really easy to make double presents. So we split them up, and then I decorated the single boxes and gifted them and sold them at the Christmas market as single boxes. But what I had was the piece on the top I made into a gift card holder. So it was a double up of a chocolate box and the gift card holder. So Zaina's saying she made hundreds of the crackers using the die. Yeah, that Stampin' Up! Die is fantastic, isn't it? It's really, really good. I love that. They're so quick and easy to make. You can whiz off, if you do them in patterned paper, Zaina, as well, you can whiz off 3 in one go because the paper's not too thick to go through the die, so that's really good. I'm glad you like these too. Okay, so this is some different ideas. So as you can see, you can do it in any paper, any style. You can make it as kind of complex as you want or as simple a design as you want to. All you need is a bit of card, some patterned paper, and some leftover bits of ribbon, really. So what I'll do is if I just move these 3 out of the way, and I'll show you this one first of all, the chocolate box inside this one. So this is made from a single piece of A4 card. And to stop the chocolate box from sliding out the end, I wrapped the ribbon, as you can see, all the way around the actual outside of the wrapper so that the chocolate box can't slide out. And these are Aldi's specially selected Snowy Trees chocolates. So they're little truffle chocolates with salted caramel in them. So they were reasonably inexpensive. But you know, decorating them up just makes them look really special and really, really pretty. And then the ribbon just goes around the whole of the wrapper, which will include the ends of your chocolates so that they don't come out the end then. So that's really simple to do. This one is Box of Matchmakers, so I've left the sides open, and this is one we're going to make tonight, but I've left the sides of these open so it slides in and out really easily. So I've put the ribbon underneath that top layer of patterned paper, and I'll show you a quick tip for doing that one as well. Particularly if you've got ribbon that you want to use up, this is a good way to do it. I think what makes the top stand out, simple but effective, is the use of layered dies. That for me, that's the key element. So you can actually build up the height and therefore the depth of the image and make it really pretty, but you don't have to use gallons of card and paper and everything, and also you don't have to make it too fussy on the top, so it's quick and easy to make. But if you've got layered dies, then actually that looks really effective and adds a nice bit of depth to the image as well. So let's move that one out the way, and we'll also move that Box of Matchmakers out the way. So what you're going to need is, if you've got a small box of chocolates, you'll need 1 piece of A4 card, or 12 by 12 if that's what you're trying to use up. If, like me, you're doing a slightly larger box, because I'm doing the Matchmakers, I'm going to use 2 sheets of the A4 card, and I'll show you why in a moment. Then you will need your box of chocolates ready to wrap as well. You don't need any measuring tools as such. You just need something to be able to mark where you're going to cut and where you're going to score. So that makes it a bit easier. So you will need a trimmer to just be able to, as you can see, the card is going to be too wide. So you will need to cut the card down to the right width. But other than that, it's quite a bit of scoring really. So I'm just going to grab my trimmer off the shelf. So I've got that to hand as well. So just using my Stampin' Up! Trimmer, but I won't be using the scoring blade. I will be using just the cutting blade. So stick that to one side for a moment. Okay, now, if you're not sure whether you're going to need, your box of chocolates is going to need one piece of A4 card or two, I'll just remove that one a moment, turn that piece to the side and I'll show you how to work out what you're going to need. So in exactly the same way that you're wrapping a present, you'd work out if your card or your paper is going to fit, isn't it? Is it going to be enough to cover your box? And the way to do that is to line it up on the bottom, on the edges, and then just roll it over and roll it over again. And you can already see, because I haven't done this bottom edge yet, that I'm going to need more than one sheet of the A4 card because I need to roll it over again and I'll need a bit for overlap to stick it, and I'm already off the edge of the A4 card. So that's a really easy way to work out how much you actually need. Now, with those smaller boxes of chocolates, I was able to roll it over on all the sides and there was still a strip left at the end as well. So that was really, really easy for me to think, well, I only need one piece of A4 for that. So that's what you're going to do first, is work out what size of card you actually need. And then the next step is going to be to turn it to the side and work out what width of card you need. So all I'm going to do, in fact, I'm going to do it the other way around. I'm going to use the bottom of the sheet if I can, there we go, is just to line up the box of chocolates so that ideally you want all of the cover, you want it all covered. You don't want to see, and I don't want any orange really poking out the sides, but equally I don't want the cover to overlap by very much. So I'm just going to put a little mark on the bottom here in the corner, and I'm just using my scoring tool from my scoreboard. You could use a pen, you could use pencil, edge of the scissors, whatever you want to use for scoring, but I'm using the scoring tool, so I'll just leave that there for a moment. And then I'm going to trim off both pieces of A4 card to where I've made that mark, so that I've got the same width for both pieces. So I'm just going to square them up, going to cut two pieces at once, get the scoring blade out of the way and line this up so that the score line that I made, the little mark that I made, fits into the trough of the cutting blade, and just chop that down. So I now know that I've got two pieces of card that are the right width for, as you can see, for that box of matchmakers. These two spare bits, the sides, and you will have a little bit of overlap down the bottom here as well, are plenty big enough from a box of matchmakers to be able to make toppers with. So the tops of your chocolate box, or extra little gift tags or whatever. There's plenty of card left over, so it won't go to waste because it's not too small a piece that you wouldn't be able to do anything with it. So we'll just put those to one side for the time being. And then you are going to take one piece of card at a time and your chocolate box. So I'll explain it, I'll show you what I'm going to do first. What you want to do is to have a wrapper that comes from the bottom and up the two sides. So one that kind of fits like that, if that makes sense. So it will go underneath the bottom of the chocolate box and up the two sides. So we're going to be cutting it off so that it doesn't go higher than the two sides. And then your second piece is going to go over the top and down the two sides. So both pieces that you're going to trim need to have sides on them, because otherwise you won't be able to stick them together to make that complete chocolate box wrapper. Hi Julie, you're going to watch it tomorrow. Great, brilliant. Yeah, it's a really good idea. Really, really quick and easy. Okay, so you need sides. That's the key element on both of your pieces of card. Okay, So let's start by putting the chocolates on their end and lining it up so that you've got the edge of the chocolate box, the edge here of the chocolate box is lined up completely. If I just move it over a bit, you might be able to see, with the edge of the card. There we go, that's better. It's a bit more central. So you just line it up so that it's not overlapping. You can't see card poking out, can't see the card poking out under here, but it's not, you know, it's square to the edge of the box. And then you're going to take whatever you're going to use to score with and just score straight down. So just score straight down that edge. Don't have to be too firm about it either, because as long as you can see the score mark, then you're still going to fold it and crease it and everything as well, okay? Then, once you've done that one side, take it off and fold it over and crease it. And it's important when you're not measuring to do this one score line at a time, okay? Then what you do is put the chocolate box inside, if you like. So you've got your one base flap already, your one base side, and you put the chocolate box, hold it up at 90 degrees so that that side is snug to the base of the chocolate box. And then you're going to do a second score line, and you're holding your scoring implement at 90 degrees to the card. So you don't want to hold it at an angle, because if you hold it at an angle, when you then fold it over, you'll find it's too tight to the chocolate box. Whereas if you hold it upright at 90 degrees to the side of the box and score down again, you will find that it fits snugly, but not too snugly. And again, fold it over and crease it. And then finally, you want to know that final side measurement. So you're wrapping your base completely around your chocolate box at this point, and you're going to score that final line there. Again, holding it at 90 degrees. But this time, instead of creasing it, you're going to cut it. So you're going to cut that one off, okay? So you can cut that off using scissors, or I'm going to use the trimmer so that it's really quick and easy. Now, I've done this where I've then measured what I've cut and cut again on the second piece using the measurements, and it doesn't work as well as if you start again and do the same thing again where you score the lines as you go along. So I would recommend not measuring what you've done and replicating it, but literally scoring again around the same chocolate box. So that's our base. So you've got the two sides and the base of the box. So put that out the way for a moment. And then we're going to do exactly the same, only this is going to form the lid of the box. So exactly as you did before, line it up with the edge of the card, making sure you've got your chocolate box the same way round, obviously, as well, because if you've got a chocolate box that is you know, is wider and narrower one side, then obviously you need to make sure you've got it round the right way so that you're going to slide the wrapper on and off in the same direction. So same again, just scoring down that side, fold, crease, oops, bone folder it, and then put that chocolate box in neatly against the edge, and again scoring. I mean, you could probably use the tip of your bone folder to score as well, actually. That would probably give you just as much as what you need, actually. Fold it over again, make sure you've got the sides level. Crease it. And then this last one, don't forget you're going to be cutting off. So we've got the edges there. Push it in nice and tight against the card. Score down, but that score line is going to be cut off. So I'm just putting the score line. It's difficult to see when you're not looking directly at it, but I'm putting the score line into the scoring channel and just gonna slice that off. There we go. So I've got a piece that's exactly the same as that first piece that I made. There we go. So you've got two pieces the same. You've got the base and the lid, essentially. Okay, so let me just show you before we stick it all together how this is going to go. So you've got the base like that, and then the lid is going to come over the top and on the outside. So that's how you form your wrapper. Okay, you want the lid, the sides of the lid, to be both on the outside of the base. You don't want them inside, because then you'll have the crease, you'll have the join, sorry, showing visibly at the top, and you don't want one outside and one inside, because that won't look neat either. So you want them both to be going over the outside. Okay, so then once you're sure that that fits, you can start to stick the sides together. So don't forget you want the lid on the outside, so I'm going to stick them both together there. And you've got the score lines to be able to work out where you go. Oh, that's my pair of scissors gone. So I want the tape to be on the lid piece. And I'm using Stampin' Up! Tearing tape for this. I find it's a really good bond for a start. You can be quite neat with it, and it's quite controlled. You don't need something like the 3D, the multi-purpose glue, because you're not going to need to slide it around probably. It's just like butting up two straight lines, so should be absolutely fine. So just peel those off and get rid of the edges. And then, using the score line as your guide, just going to put them up against each other and making sure that the top and bottom edges are square, obviously, as well. And then again, you keep bringing it back in and making sure that it's going to fit how you want it to. Yeah, perfect look, perfect fit. So then you know this is a good way to do it, to make sure you're sticking the right side as well. Make sure that you've got the tape going on the right side. So again, you want the tape on the lid. Bit of an overlap on the tape there, never mind. It'll fold back on itself when I peel it off, so that'll be okay. I finished wrapping, I think I finished wrapping all my presents this afternoon. So I was doing stockings this afternoon. I think they're all done now, so that is a relief. Although when I get them out, there is a slim chance that I might find some that I haven't wrapped yet, so you never know. I might be wrapping furiously at midnight on Christmas Eve yet. Go. If you've got, like I've got here, you can see there's a little bit too much tape. With tearing tape, imagine it's the same with other double-sided tapes. Rather than try and fight it, just fold it back over. Just fold it back on the edge. And it'll stick to itself, obviously. And then you'll have no problem. Okay, so I'm just going to fold it over. Turn it up so it's easy for me to do. Making sure that that inside edge is tucked right close up against the chocolate box, and just fold it over and stick it down. And then your box of chocolates will slide in and out neatly. If you're trying to create a box to fit around a particular object and you want it to fit snugly like this, the best way to do it is not to bother about measuring, but to wrap the card around as we've just done. And then you know that it's going to fit snugly, but equally you know that you're going to be able to slide whatever you're covering, you're going to be able to slide it in and out really easily. So that is one of my top tips, is wrap it round the object that you're using. Right, let me just have a quick slurp of my tea and then I will grab the extra bits that you need. Okay, so what do I need for decoration? So you need some leftover ribbon. I've got quite a large piece. That's not particularly because you need a really big piece, because I don't think you do actually. But this was the end of a reel, so I just put the whole piece there. A piece of patterned paper that will fit over the top. And I always like to have a little border around the edge. So I've cut it so that it's the right size to go with a little bit of a border around the edge. And then whatever decoration you want to put on top. So as I said, I think that layered dies work really well. So I've got, this is the contoured scallops, I think it's called. So I've got the one large label, and then I've got a smaller label, and as you'll be able to see, I've cut it out of, this might not show up, but it's out of shimmery white cardstock, so you might be able to pick up a little bit of glitter on the card, but hopefully also you can see that I've embossed it as well. So I've just embossed this one with some snowflakes. So yeah, there we go. You can see, there you go. You can see that embossed, and it's picking up a little bit of the glitter there as well. So those two fit nicely together. So that's what I'm going to use for my kind of layered effect. And then I've got a bit more card that I'm going to do some stamping on, and obviously, and of course, some bling to go on the top as well. Okay, Zaina's saying, got 9 small boxes to wrap square with 4 chocks in each. They are famous. Ah, yeah, that would be perfect. Yep, absolutely perfect. I think this technique would work really well, to be honest, really well. Okay, so I'm going to show you a little trick with the ribbon next. So if you remember on my, on this box of chocolates that I did on the original Matchmakers, I've got my ribbon underneath the edge of the patterned paper on both sides. So it's not containing the chocolates inside. Now you can wrap it all the way round and tie a bow so that the chocolates don't fall out of your wrapper. But if you want to put it underneath the paper like I've done, I will show you a neat little trick. So let me move some of my bits and pieces out of the way. And we're just going to go with the piece of patterned paper and the ribbon to start with. So I'm going to lay my ribbon out with my patterned paper over the top, so that I know, now I don't want to use all of this ribbon because there may be enough left over, probably is, to do something else with, maybe even another chocolate box. So I'm not gonna lay it out evenly. I'm just going to work out kind of roughly how much I would need to tie a bow, but I need to tie a bow on the side here. So I think that's probably just about enough. So I'm going to snip that off to start with, so that I've not got too much excess ribbon. And this extra piece I will use for a hanger or a tag or whatever. So I'll get that one out of the way. And then this is the nifty little trick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this to the top of my grid paper, open the ribbon out, and then I'm just going to bring this down so that I can still see where the patterned paper needs to go over the top of the ribbon. But to make it easy so that I'm not fighting with the ribbon when I'm trying to tie a bow and then trying to tie it on the chocolate box and all the rest of it, I'm going to stick some tape on the ribbon. But if I keep my patterned paper lined up with where that ribbon needs to go, then I will know exactly which bit of ribbon to put the tape on. Yeah, so just hold it down, open up the ribbon, and then just slide the pattern paper beneath it so it's still lined up. And then I'm just going to place a little bit of tear and tape in kind of the middle, in the middle of the ribbon, but also in the center of that piece of patterned paper, so I can see where it needs to go. Take the backing off of the tear and tape, get rid of that. And then I can see where the ribbon needs to go. I'm just going to eyeball it. I mean, you could measure it if you want to be really exact, but I'm not going to be that exact. I just want to stick it so that it's then stuck to the back of the paper, which then when I go to tie the bow, in a moment, I'll probably tie the bow when it's on the chocolate box, but it's going to make it so much easier because I'm not having to fight it and keep it in place all the time. So what I'm going to do next is stick some more tear and tape over the back to then stick it to the lid of the chocolate box. So I'm going to put tape on all 4 sides because that will not only keep the ribbon in place, but it will also mean that the patterned paper is really firmly stuck to the lid. Oop, there we go. Last bit, there we go. Okay, so again, just peel the backing off and then I can stick it to the lid of my chocolates. It's not going to come up so easy. Let's try the other corner. There we go. Isn't it funny how you find that with double-sided tape, where sometimes one corner will just refuse to be separated and you have to go to the other end. I never worked out why that is, but why it's so temperamental, but it is, isn't it? So then I've got my wrapped box of chocolates. Let's just make sure it's up the right way and I'm on the lid. And then I'm going to stick that down, allowing a little bit of a border still around the edge. There we go. So this is going flat down on the top of the chocolates. And then, because it's a bit more robust now that it's on the top of the chocolates, I can then tie my bow on the side and trim those ends off. But like I said before, if you wanted to, you could make your bow so that it goes round, including the chocolates as well, so that they're not going to fall out the end. And I want my bow on the side because I'm going to put a topper on there that I'm going to make. So I'll just trim the end of the ribbon there. There we go. Okay, so now I need my other bits and pieces. So I want my layers that are going to go on here. So the first thing to do is to stick my snowy layer on top of the plain layer. I'm just going to use some multi-purpose liquid glue for this. Card on card. I want to slide it around a bit because I want to get it central to this other layer. There we go. But then I want to have a little bit of dimension, so I'm going to raise it off the top of that box. So I'm going to stick it to the box lid using foam strips, actually. So you could use dimensionals, obviously, but this year, one of the things that I've discovered this year that I absolutely love is these foam strips. And again, you can tear them, so they're really, really easy to use. But you can make them whatever size your project demands, which I love. And it's great when you've got a whole side to do. And if you want them a bit neater, you can cut them as well. But going over ribbon, you can have them diagonally, straight, whatever. You could, I mean, you could, if you want really small dimensionals, then you can just chop off little slivers of this. It's fantastic. I love it. So yeah, really, really good. Okay, so that, you get this the right way up. I want the snowflakes falling down from the sky. Get that central over the lid of the chocolates. There we go. That ribbon's not going anywhere now. It's going to stay put, so that's handy. And then I've decorated mine using the Berry Christmas for the last time this year. So I'm going to do the same again tonight. So I've got just literally a scrap of the white, shimmery white card left. Oops, dropped the baby bear. Where'd baby bear go? No, I think baby bear's gone on the floor. That's fine. We're not using baby bear, so that's okay. So I'm going to use the walking bear because I can punch him out. And I'm going to use the tree so that I can just layer him a bit in front of the tree and the inside part of the tree as well. So let's line up the tree first. And this is all I'm using Lost Lagoon because it matches it coordinates with the patterned paper. So that's why Lost Lagoon is my choice for card and for the ink as well. Just about to put my arm in it, so that's not much good, is it? Let's put that out there out of the way. There we go. Put that on there, out the way. And then the inside of the tree, you can see fits inside. It's kind of abstract, but it's quite pretty, so we'll have that on the inside as well. I've got quite a full ink pad. This one is quite full, this Lost Lagoon, so just stamp it off to, it's quite juicy. Still quite juicy there. Never mind, right. Let's go inside. There we go. Take that one off and clean them later. And then we'll have the little polar bear. You can tell how much I've used it. I really need to wash the stamps properly now using soap, I think. There we go. He's so cute. Love him. I think he's been one of my favourite things this year with what we've had in this season's selection. Got lots more fun things to come though in January. My workshops in January are going to be centred around the bees. So those of you who like honey pots and bees, there is some absolutely stunning paper coming. Oh, nearly dropped him. There we go. So he's handy because he's a punch as well, which is always useful. But the tree I am going to fussy cut out because I don't want to be bothered to get my dies out. So I'm just going to chop that bit of card off and I'm just going to fussy cut because it's not really a difficult tree it's not a difficult image to fussy cut around the edges a little bit. Top tips for fussy cutting. Hold your scissors at 45 degrees to the card, to what you're cutting. Have a tiny little, like a millimetre or two border around the edge of the image. Makes it look more professional. Makes it look like you might have die cut it, even though you haven't. And move the card, not the scissors. That's the 3 top tips for fussy cutting. So keep the scissors still. In fact, if you can see, I'm balancing the base of my hand is just sat still on the table. I am not moving it. I'm only moving my fingers up and down on the scissors. And I'm, with my other hand, I'm twisting the card around. That's how you get lovely fussy cut, neat lines, which is what we all want. So I'm going to stick the tree on first, have him slightly overlapping the edge there, and then I will add the polar bear. So I'm going to use some dimensionals on the tree. Plenty of dimensionals. This is no time for scrimping. We don't want a saggy, soggy tree in the middle. And the same on the polar bear. Just stick that slightly out to the edge. What you'll find when you're layering images, whether on cards or on 3D items as well, is if you can overlap any layered dies or layered shapes, it will help to cohese the image and bring everything together. So that's another good tip, is to, if you've got layered shapes that you are putting your focal images on the top of, then try to have something that overlaps all of those edges, as my tree does, because it overlaps the edge of the white and the edge of the Lost Lagoon card as well, because that helps to bring the image together. And the same going out the other side. I've got the kind of his bottom and his back leg are going to be out overlapping those images, so it brings it all together. Okay. And then one final thing to do is to add some bling. So I have got the Faceted Gem Trio pack that goes with this suite. We've got Lost Lagoon, Pool Party and White Gems. I'm going to see what I fancy that goes with this. I think it's got to be the Lost Lagoon ones. They're just so beautiful. So I'm going to stick a couple of those up here with the snowflakes. And perhaps another one down the bottom here by the tree in the bottom corner there. There we go. And that is my decorated box of chocolates. Super quick and easy to make with no measuring, just scoring and cutting as and when. So bring in the other one that I did, and let's bring in a couple of those smaller ones as well so you can see a few different examples there. So really quick and easy to do, and as I said, it's adaptable for all different sizes of chocolate box and different shapes as well. So really simple, really simple. Okay, right. Let's just quickly turn the camera back around again a moment. Just find a few things to show you. So, where are we? There we go, that's better, thank you. Okay, I'm really glad you love them. That's brilliant, really glad. So, as I said at the beginning, that's it. That's the last of my online workshops and mini makes for 2023. Oh my goodness, where has that time gone? This year seems to have gone faster than ever. I don't get it really. But from January, this one will be available. So we will have loads of new creative ideas and lots of new things to make. So you've got a mini catalogue that's coming really soon, and also Celebration. So in January and February, if you spend £45, or for every £45 you spend, you'll be able to choose something free from this catalogue. And there's papers, there's stamps, dies, bling, ribbon, loads of stuff in there. So loads of choices. So this one is out on this one is the 4th of January. This catalogue goes live to customers. If you want to see it before, you need to join Stampin' Up, because I've had it for the whole of December to have a look at, which has been lovely. And I've ordered from it already, and I've got freebies from Celebration already. So that's really great. So if you want to get a hold of products early, then do join me as a demonstrator, and you'll get free things in early. If you would like a catalogue and a Celebration brochure as well, I will be sending them out between Christmas and New Year so that people have got something exciting and new and different to have a look at. So do let me know if you'd like a paper copy of the catalogues. Otherwise they will be available via the online store or via my website, so feel free to check them out there as well. Okay, well, all that is to say is a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you so much for joining me in 2023. If you've liked what you've seen, whether it be mini makes or whether it's generally with my workshops, and you're ready and raring to get going again in January, then you've only got a few more days to sign up for my January Coffee Club, which is on the 11th of January, and my January Monthly Card Club, which is, I think it's the 27th, is at the other end of the month. They both have kit in the post, and some raffle tickets and an live online crafting. So do come and join me. That would be lovely. Thank you, Diane. I'm glad you could join me. I will see you all in 2024. Bye for now.